Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
So what do we got?
Batman #1, 1940.
Okay, forgive me, you've kind of brought me one of the holy grails of comic books here, and I'm just, almost speechless.
It's a fantastic book.
You're not Batman?
Not today. I'm at the pawn shop today to sell my Batman #1 comic. I picked it up about a year ago at auction. It's one of the most iconic comic books of all time. It has one of those covers that everybody recognizes. The minute you see it, there's just an affinity to it. So I'm hoping to get $250,000 for this comic book. I think in today's market, that's what it's worth.
This is definitely cool. He's always been my favorite superhero. Typically, one of the biggest reasons people like Batman is he didn't come from outer space. He wasn't bitten by a radioactive spider. This was just a rich guy that wanted to fight crime, which kind of makes it plausible that anybody could be Batman. And I think that's kind of why people relate to him quite a bit. So Batman was around prior to this and back when DC was Detective Comics. But this was his actual first comic book where it was just all about Batman.
I mean, they even introduced the Joker and Catwoman in this issue. Two pretty iconic characters.
This is a big deal, man. I've never had something like this get brought in before.
You know, it's a great book. It came out of a original owner collection. It was already graded. It's 5.5 condition, which for a Batman #1 is an extremely high grade.
I guess I gotta ask you what you want to do with it.
You know, if I sell it at a profit now, I'd like to do some good with the money.
Okay, what are you looking to get?
$250,000.
Oh, okay, that's just out of my wheelhouse. I mean, it is a #1. I've seen comic books go for that amount of money. Do you mind if I have a buddy of mine come down and take a look at it?
Not at all.
Give me a minute, okay?
No problem.
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Real good. Hey, how you doing? Oh, what have we got here? Ooh.
A little bit out of my wheelhouse, man. Batman #1.
All right. As you know, this is a big book. This is one of the top 5 big books in the entire collecting industry. The beautiful thing about this is that CGC has already done its work, and this has not been restored because it has a blue label.
So tell me more about the blue label, because I don't know much about comic book grading.
Generally speaking, a lot of Golden Age books have been played with, restored. Someone's done some coloring, replacing staples. If it's been restored, it's going to have a purple label. If it is unrestored, it's going to have a blue label. So as soon as you see the blue label, you know this book has not been played with. Now, the important question is, what are you asking for in this book?
$250,000.
$250,000. We all know about Batman once. We all do our research. This is one of the strangest books in collecting right now, this Batman one. For some strange reason, this book actually went down in value. In 2016, it sold for $239,000. In 2018, it sold for $227,000. The last purchase was for $210,000. That's you, right?
That's me.
It makes no sense whatsoever for a Batman #1 to be going down. In my opinion, when this book was seen in the catalogs, people didn't like the way the 5.5 looked. They probably looked and said, it's a little dirty, and I don't want to pay all that money for this book. So it hung there for a while. And then someone came in and was able to get it for $210,000. That's crucial information for you.
So what would you pay for it?
This is a huge book. It's the first Joker, it's the first Catwoman, it's Batman #1. $210,000 to me would be good.
All right, well, I appreciate it. You gave me all the info I could use.
Beautiful book. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Okay, realistically, what would you take for it?
$250,000.
Okay, I believe it's worth every bit of what you're asking for it, but it's just not really my business model. I'm not a comic book investor. I don't have the time to sit on it. For me to make money on this, I'd have to offer you like 100 grand and then jump up and down and shout when I sold it for 150. So unfortunately, it's just a little too rich for my blood.
I completely understand.
Thank you for bringing it in.
My pleasure. I'm not at all disappointed that I didn't make the sale. As a Golden Age comic collector, this is one of my dream books. I'll sit on it as long as I need to.
Hey, what can I help you? I brought some old militaria from 1945 from the war against the Japanese, and this compass that came with it.
That's cool.
I was going to say the same thing.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my 1945 Japanese enemy identification card and the compass that came with it. I'm trying to sell this to make a little money. I'm asking for about $1,000 for them.
Where did you get these?
In a huge collection of military stuff.
What do you know about them?
This is a manual to identify enemy planes and ships and how to sink them.
Yeah, I mean, it was scary coming across any battleship because if you were on a U.S. Navy ship and all of a sudden you saw a Japanese ship, there was going to be big gunplay.
In the 30s and the early 40s, Japanese had one of the strongest navies in the world.
But we put an end to that. We were pumping out ships and we were building them bigger, stronger, faster, everything. After Midway, we halfway destroyed their navy. I mean, after Midway, they were never really a naval force against us.
Is that why there's like different names for each plane on there?
Okay, well, the reason they put these names on here is because they weren't going to call them by the Japanese names. Because a guy from the Midwest in the 1940s is not going to be able to pronounce any of those names of those planes. If you said, here comes some Helens, everyone knew what it was. If you were a U.S. Navy sailor during World War II, this manual was an essential part of your training. It helped identify Japanese ships and planes. So if you saw something coming, you would know if they were friendly or hostile. These things are really neat. When you're on a ship, compass points are everything.
Why did they use a manual compass versus what would be technology back then?
Which was a manual compass. You'd point this north, you use your compass, you'd figure out where north is. So say that this is where you saw a plane. So then you would have the angle off the ship that they're coming, and you would also have the compass bearing. It was a lot of math work. These items are really cool pieces of World War II history. Just imagine being a sailor back then and having to memorize all those ships and planes. But cool history doesn't always translate into cash. Did you want to pawn this or sell this?
I'd like to sell it.
Okay. The problem is just about everybody in the Navy got one of these. They're not that rare. I mean, it's cool. I don't see it going for anything, quite frankly.
I mean, can you give me anything for it? I mean, it's
None.
not...
People do collect documents from World War II, but not something like this. I'm sorry, I wish I could do something, but it's just not here.
All right.
Thanks for coming in, though.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Now that I couldn't make a deal with the guys, I'm gonna go shop it elsewhere. They're not the last show in town, so.
Hey, what do we got?
I got a painting here.
A painting by...
Prince.
Okay, all right, I'm interested. Prince, he became really big in like 84.
Before I was born, but...
Okay, all right, here. Go ahead, make me feel old.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my painting by Prince. He was a big pop culture icon. My family was into Prince. I'm not 100% sure of what was going on in his head when he made it, but it's a character that he created. I'm looking to sell the painting for $50,000.
Pretty cool. In the 80s, Prince was a megastar. He's like one of the most iconic rock stars ever. He had some incredible music, everything from Little Red Corvette to Party Like It's 1999. He really was an incredible guy. I mean, his music was almost his own genre. I think he actually signed, at the time, it was like the biggest recording contract ever for $100 million. Where did you get it? I mean, because I've never even heard of Prince painting anything.
Most people haven't. I know a guy that happened to work with Prince for a number of years, and he connected me with his dry cleaner. I guess when she was picking up clothing, there were things that he didn't want to take with him for one reason or another, and this was one of them. And so she ended up with it.
All right, so you have no paperwork, anything else like that?
No.
I guess that signature could be Prince. How much you looking to get out of it?
I'm looking for 50 grand.
50 grand. I mean, your big problem here is you have zero paperwork.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I mean, I can have a guy look at it. My buddy Warwick, he is like the king of rock and roll memorabilia. So let me have him take a look at it and see what he thinks. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, maybe it is worth 50 grand. Who knows? I'm too old to party like 1999. Well, there it is. This guy says it's a painting by Prince. I have no idea.
Kind of a striking piece. For the 80s, there was really only 3 stars that mattered in terms of selling power, and that was Madonna, Michael Jackson, and Prince. He was the Prince of Pop. I think Michael Jackson had to come up with the title King of Pop just to get one over. Prince had quite a few good records, but everybody knows Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Because he made it into a movie, and it was a really good movie. 2016, he died. Like so many celebrities, the moment he died, his value went up 4 to 10 times.
Damn. Okay.
So there's a lot of interest, a lot of collectability in Prince. It's much in demand.
All right, so do you know if he ever painted anything?
It was rumored that he painted the album cover in 1999. So I'm willing to believe that he painted.
Does that autograph look anything like Prince's?
It looks just like Prince autograph, but in this particular case, I would say it was drawn, not signed.
Okay.
It doesn't look very fluid, does it?
No, it doesn't. So, could you even come close to trying to sell this as a Prince painting?
If you could get it closer to proving that it is Prince, we could sell it. But the trouble is, you have to have somebody that saw him paint it.
If you had all the paperwork in the world proving this was a Prince painting, what would it be worth?
50 to 100,000.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Always
I appreciate
my pleasure. And good luck with it.
Thank you.
Well, you heard him. Everyone's going to consider it fake until you have proof that it's not.
Sure.
So dig around, try and find some photographs, try and get some statements from people. Maybe it'll come out that it is but not my Prince, and you get 50 or 100 grand for it. But I'm not going to pay a dime for it. No paperwork.
I understand.
All right, have a good one, man.
Cool. Thanks for your time. I'm gonna take the painting for now. I might try and figure out some lineage later on, but for now, feel comfortable keeping it.
How can I help you? How are we doing, man? Brought you something interesting. Hopefully you know a little bit more about it than I do. It is a sword. I'm at the pawn shop today to try and sell my mystery sword. I got this sword at an estate sale. It was something that looked really special. I don't know much about the sword. It looks really old. Hopefully we can tell a little bit more by the markings today. I'm asking $15,000 for the mystery sword. If I make the sale today, I'm hoping to go out and buy a new Harley Davidson.
This is pretty cool, man. Looks like a saber, and you can kind of tell that here by the curve in the blade. Since the 1700s, they've been using sabers in battle. It's a cavalry sword. The cavalry would be on horseback, and you can imagine how brutal that would be. 2 armies on horseback running full speed at each other with sabers.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, military started going more towards tanks and planes, and cavalry's just, you know, they kind of fell out. But for a long time, the cavalry was very, very important. All right, well, let's take a look at what we have here.
Handle kind of looks Arabic style.
I definitely agree it looks Arabic, especially the writing. I would even say maybe Turkish. And it does fit in here, but it doesn't have the tight fit that you would expect.
That last click.
It's supposed to click in there and stay.
Gotcha.
That doesn't happen. Does that mean they don't go together? Not necessarily. It could be wear and tear from time. What are you looking to do with it?
Looking to sell it.
And how much are you looking to get?
So I'm hoping to get $15,000 for it.
Okay. When I look at this sword, I see something that was molded. You see these pitting marks right here? This blade was poured into a cast, but they would have made thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of these. This looks like a tourist piece that you'd get traveling, and you'd hang on your wall, and it would be a cool souvenir or decoration. This was never meant to be in battle. It was never meant to be used as a sword. I think I'd have to pass on it.
The mystery sword is still a mystery.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks, my friend. I am a little disappointed today. I was hoping to go home and buy a new motorcycle, but there's always next time.
Hey, guys.
Hello. What do we have here?
Well, we have a full cartload here of pieces of concrete with casino chips and coins from historic Vegas hotels that were demolished.
Wow. So how did you actually... Ooh.
Well, you broke it, you bought it.
Oh.
I got them from a friend that was in the actual demolition company working on some of these different casinos in town, and kind of excavated them, and I thought they were pretty cool, so I acquired them from him and trying to decide what to do with them.
So is it basically just like when someone throws a penny in a fountain? Is that the main idea?
They say it was for good luck, but it was also a way of disposing of.
Yeah, when they were building a new casino, that's how they would get rid of their chips. In typical mob fashion, they would load the chips into the fresh cement and bury them that way.
I've heard a lot of crazy stories in Vegas, like, you know, the mob putting concrete shoes on people, but I never thought they did that to casino chips. So would anybody actually buy these? Like, I don't know too many people that are looking for casino chips that are put into concrete.
I've never dealt with them like this. Every one of them will be damaged.
Yeah, it's kind of an unknown, I guess. They're certainly not meant to be just for the value of the chip as a collector's item. I think it's more kind of the novelty of having a piece of Vegas history. I've seen prices anywhere from $75 to $100 each on them, and we have about 40 of them we're looking at here. So you can do the math that way. I'd like to get, if I could, $2,000.
Yeah, I used to deal in chips, but I backed off on it. There's chips that's worth $8, there's chips that's worth $10,000. The problem is someone finds some in a drawer, and this drives the price down of the high-priced chips. I don't think it would be for us, sir.
So you're not interested at all at this point?
No, I'm not going to even make an offer on them.
Okay.
I'm sorry we couldn't make a deal, sir.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Where in the hell's that damn Ricky at?
How can I help you?
Got a couple window displays from Louis Vuitton with Giselle.
Where did you get them?
I got them from a brother I was staying with in LA. A bunch of guys were crashing in a loft downtown. Everybody kind of abandoned ship, and I ended up acquiring these.
Oh, wow. So, you looking to just sell these?
I'm at the pawn shop today to sell my Louis Vuitton Giselle window displays. These window displays were from the 2006 photo shoot. They were displayed in the Rodeo Drive store in Los Angeles. I've had these window displays for about 12 years. So the research that I've done, I'm hoping to get about $7,000 each for my window displays.
This is pretty cool because it's Giselle. She was a supermodel. By the time she was 14, she had been discovered by, I think, the Elite Model Agency. And just that same year, she entered into their Look of the Year competition, and she came into second place. And then a year later, she went to New York and made her debut on the runway. She was the face of Victoria's Secrets for many, many years. In 2015, she retired from being a high-end fashion runway model, but she has one of the most successful modeling careers ever. So you got kind of a few cool things going here. These are two very iconic pictures. Displays like this have about a 4-month or so life. Louis Vuitton has 4 seasons: fall, summer, spring, and winter. These would come out pre-season, before that season was to start, and they would run for about 4 months up until they were ready to start advertising for the next season. So these are cool, and they are collectible. What are you looking to do with these?
I was looking to sell them.
And how much are you looking to get?
I was looking around $7,000 each.
Okay. This is a weird market, okay? It's kind of art, but it's not really art. It's more of a piece of memorabilia, but I'd actually would pass on them, and not because I don't think they're great. I do actually think they're great. I think they're shot well. I just think it's a little bit dated.
Wouldn't the vintage factor be a value?
These aren't necessarily vintage. These are from 2006.
Right.
You know, I appreciate you bringing them in, but I gotta pass on them. Thank you.
All right. I'm a little disappointed today, but I know what I have is pretty cool, and I'll keep looking to find the right buyer.
Hey, how's it going?
Shamil Shamazel. The opening of Laverne and Shirley.
Okay. So what do we got here?
This is my dress from the iconic show Laverne and Shirley.
Okay, I hope not, because it doesn't look like it would fit you.
I'm at the pawn shop today to sell Penny Marshall's dress from the hit show Laverne and Shirley. It has the iconic L and the floral belt buckle. I'm not a Laverne and Shirley fan, but when I saw it come up for auction, I thought it was iconic and I needed it for my collection. I'm asking $10,000 because I do believe it's a museum quality piece.
It's interesting for sure. Laverne and Shirley was a huge, huge success. I mean, everybody watched it back then. Laverne and Shirley was a spinoff of Happy Days. I remember it was two girls, Milwaukee. They worked at a brewery or something?
Exactly, Schatz Brewery.
They had like the weird janitor guy that was always coming in and out, basically hitting on them, which seems like a lawsuit waiting to happen. It ran for 8 seasons, but I mean, I'm sure there's some channel right now where they're still running reruns on it. So this was Penny Marshall's dress, right?
Correct.
Did you get a COA or anything with it?
Unfortunately not. There is a plaque at the bottom that said it was worn by Laverne, but I haven't authenticated it.
Okay. So what are you looking to do with it?
I'd like to sell it.
All right. What are you looking to get for it?
It sounds like a lot, but I'd like to get $10,000 for it.
Okay. Here's the deal. I mean, that's a little bit high for me. You don't have a COA, which is kind of concerning, but I don't see somebody counterfeiting a Laverne and Shirley dress and then framing it and having it mounted and everything. So do me a favor,
Sure.
Let me give a buddy of mine a call, see if I can get him to come down here and kind of let me know a little bit more about it.
That'd be great. Thank you.
All right, I'll be right back.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to having the expert today so he can give his stamp of authenticity, because I believe it to be authentic too.
Look at that. Looks like a Laverne Penny Marshall dress.
Exactly.
And I was hoping you could tell me a little bit more about it.
Spinoff of Happy Days. It went for 8 seasons. Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days were just 2 of the iconic 70s television shows, and just, I think, sort of part of the fabric of Americana and television, so it's a great piece.
Thank you.
Yeah. I actually worked with all the Laverne and Shirley wardrobe.
Wow.
Paramount liquidated most of their wardrobe stock, and I was one of the guys that came in to go through all these racks and try to pull out all the significant pieces of history. So I found at least 2 racks of Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days stuff. Where did you get this particular piece?
I bought it from a reputable collectible dealer, and while he didn't have a COA, he told me he felt it was authentic.
The problem is it looks really good, but we need something more. We need a wardrobe tag inside, or perhaps a dry cleaning tag. Without seeing some more info, I can't really tell these guys, 100% green light, go.
If it were 100% authentic and we can guarantee it, what do you think it would be worth?
It would be worth about $1,000.
Wow. Not what I was hoping for, but great knowledge.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming down.
Yeah, well, it's always fun to come see what you guys have, and nice to meet
Thanks,
you.
Rob. Great
Good
to
luck
meet
to
you. Thanks for the
Take care.
advice.
Well, my man, if you're able to actually get COA or something like that, I'd probably offer you $400, but right now there's just nothing I can do with it.
I understand. Shlemiel Shemazel actually means unlucky person, and today I think I'm that person, but I hope to get a COA.
You know what? I appreciate you bringing it down. You have a good day, okay?
Thanks. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make a deal today, but I'm hoping to get it authenticated with an auction house and sell it there.